Hello, welcome to a new Bagger Games interview. Today with me I have Primoz Vovk, also known as Emberheart Games.
Okay, hey Alex, thank you for having me. It's good to be here. As you said, my name is Primoz Vovk, and I'm leading one-man studio Emberheart Games. But I'm also full-time game developer next to Emberheart Games. So I'm developing games a lot, you could say.
Yeah. What's your background?
I'm in game development for like 10 years now. And even before that, I was modding a lot of games from like Duke Nukem 3D, Quake 1, Quake 2, etc.
Yeah, so that's how you got into it.
Yeah. I just love games. I love creating games, and that's my passion.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I created Emberheart Games like a few years ago when I released my first title, Courier of the Crypts. And because one day I just want to have my own studio working on games that I love.
Yeah. What's your history with Apogee?
So, with Apogee, well, in 2018, I was working on this mock-up of how could Crystal Caves remake look like. Because Crystal Caves was my fourth game as a kid. I was playing it a lot on my... It was one. The shadow version was on one of the floppy disks that my father brought home, and it was on there.
Yeah.
And I was playing like the hell out of the game. It was an amazing game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2018, I was remaking one screen of the game just for fun because I'm pixel artist as well. So I was just creating this mock-up. How could Crystal Caves remake look like? And then I posted it on Twitter and Facebook in some groups, and the response was amazing. Like, it grabbed a lot of attention from a lot of people. Even George Broussard noticed it on Twitter, who was one of the guys who was working on it.
Yeah, but that was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So that was it. And in a month or two, I started thinking, what if I could create a remake and just pitch it to whoever owns the IP right now? Because this would be amazing, right?
Yeah.
So I've made a demo, one-level demo. I've just recreated it in Unity. The thing is that one of the people who noticed my mockup was also Terry Nagy, who is part of Apogee software. And he also commented on it. And when I saw that, I just pitched it to him. I prepared a website, I sent him a demo. I said, look, if this is something Apogee software might be interested in, here, take a look. I made this, let me know. And one thing led into another, and we started talking, and before I knew it, I was making the Crystal Caves HD.
Yeah.
That's long story short.
Yeah, and that's the main subject of this interview is talking about Crystal Caves HD. The name Crystal Caves HD kind of implies it's a remaster, but it's actually like a full-on remake, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The source code, as far as I know, doesn't exist anymore, or maybe it does, but it's like well hidden. Anyhow, but yeah, I had the base code done for the pitch anyway, so I had most of the stuff done already. But it is built from ground up in Unity, so yeah.
I bet that was like probably the best way to do it, because the original game had a few issues. So doing it from the ground up like allowed you some freedom to change stuff that could be improved.
Exactly. And it also, it makes it easier to port to other systems and so forth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I believe the freedom is a good excuse why I do it from ground up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What inspired you to like include the whole level editor thing?
Well, the Unity as a game development tool offers a rough editor, but it's still not easy to develop stuff in it. Like, and I wanted to do like custom level editor for myself, so I can recreate the original levels easier. And then I also there was an idea at the start that we could also offer the level editor to players, which would be really cool, right? Because I know that a lot of people wanted to do levels for the original Crystal Caves, and I thought that this would be really awesome. So yeah, it was no-brainer. We just did it, and it turns out that it was great, because right now we have like 400 levels done for Crystal Caves HD by players, and this is amazing. More than we could ever think of.
Yeah, I remember when I first started playing it, it was like only a few levels, and then it just grew and grew and became more and more, and it's really nice to see.
Right. Even you did one level, right?
Yeah, I did one. A couple, I think.
Yep.
I should really do more.
Yeah, maybe you should.
So, why Crystal Caves? As you said, it was your favorite game growing up, but was that the sole reason?
Actually, it just happened to be like that. It's just because of that mockup, but also Crystal Caves. I still believe that the game, as it is really fun to play, because it's easy to pick up. Their controls are simple and responsive, and you can get in, put in 5 minutes, and you'll have fun in 5 minutes.
It's like a really good coffee break game, because you can just do a level and that'll be it, and then you take the next level later.
Right, exactly. Because some modern platformers, even if they're really awesome, looking great, it can take you like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to finish a level. And yeah, you need to be more involved. This is like as simple as platforming can get, really.
Yeah.
And I still like sometimes after lunch I grab a custom level and just play through here and there, and it's a nice form of relaxation for me.
Yeah, I bet. Do you have any future plans for Crystal Caves HD?
Well, at some point I would still like to release episode creator, where you could create the whole episode. And I know a lot of people that would like to do it, but yeah, I have a lot of other stuff in the pipeline at the moment, so it will take more time. But I still plan to release more updates, smaller updates for Crystal Caves anyway, like new stuff for level creators and more user-friendly interfaces for Steam Workshop, because with 400 levels made, you need better system for browsing through the levels and all that. So yeah, I'm not over with Crystal Caves just yet. So
that's great to know.
Yep.
Other than Crystal Caves, is there anything that you want to work on in the future?
Well, at the moment I'm working on retro FPS in a style of Catacomb Abyss and Heretic and Hexen, which I would really like to release soon. But I also have other stuff in the working that I can't speak about just yet, but yeah, there is a cool project in the process, so I can't wait to talk more about it, but that's all I can say about it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the future is bright, definitely.
That's good to know. So, there's one thing that I'm dying to ask you is, how do you feel about using DOS as a game development environment nowadays versus making something in the modern engine?
Well, I think, honestly, I was just like last year, I was looking into it. I wanted to start making game for DOS OS, because I think it's good because it gives you limitations, and working with limitations is really good and creative, I think. Because stuff for modern systems is like you have everything at your disposal, and it's really hard, I think. I mean, it's easier to create a game, it's easier to make a product, easier to make something you can play soon, but I think limitations bring out creativity in developer.
Yeah, because nowadays you have like basically almost unlimited amounts of memory at your disposal compared to something back then.
Exactly. So yeah, the same thing was when I was working on Crystal Caves HD. I wanted to stay inside limitations. I didn't want to create something that was maybe not possible back in the days, you know. Because I had a lot of like requests from some people that I could do this, I could do that with the game, but it's like I would still like to stay inside limitations. So it still feels like DOS game, but feels more modern. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I immediately noticed when I started playing. Was like, this looks like something that could potentially be a DOS game, like just with VGA graphics and, you know, some, but still with PC speaker sounds and stuff. Like it felt very legitimate.
Yep, exactly. Because I think that I saw some remakes that were like literally HD, like millions of colors, like, and it feels out of place for me. And I also before I went into proper development of Crystal Caves HD, I did a lot of like research, what other people think about remakes, how do they feel about some remakes that were released, and so on. And I've noticed that a lot of people want what they had, but just improved, you know? They don't like next generation graphics or something, but they want what they remembered, but just easier to play, and so on.
Yeah, you definitely nailed that part about Crystal Caves. Like, it feels very polished, but in all the right ways. It doesn't feel like it's trying to be something else.
Thanks. That means a lot.
Yeah.
It's really scary because making a remake is like of a classic game is like it's a big responsibility, and until I released the game, I didn't know what people would think. We had some people playtesting it before the release, but you know, it's what majority think. So, but it turns out that it was really well received. So this is great. This felt really great, and I was really happy about it.
Yeah. So speaking of remakes, are there any like non-Apogee games that you would like to potentially do a remake of?
I would definitely like to do like some Dangerous Dave. I would like to see Duke Nukem first and second part redone.
Oh, totally. Me too.
Yeah. I'm sure there are many more. Maybe I don't know them on top of my head, but yeah, for sure. But yeah, the thing is that
Duke Nukem is Apogee, isn't it?
yeah, but it's owned by Gearbox right now. So.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. It was released by. Yeah, it was released by Apogee, but that's why I mentioned it. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure there are more, but I mean, it's good to see that old games are being remastered, like Night Dive Studios, 3D Realms, and Slipgate are doing with Sin and Kingpin and Blood and all that kind of old FPS games, and I love what they are doing. So I'm sure we'll see more of them.
Yeah,
old games
definitely
released. So, but yeah, I would love to work on a lot of old games and bring them to the new systems and in the new fresh code, but you know,
yeah,
day has only 24 hours, so you can't do everything.
Yeah. All right. I pretty much run out of questions. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, with Crystal Caves HD, I've seen that there is still a lot of people who enjoy old games and love old games, and that we don't necessarily need like thousands of features and thousands of next generation graphics in the game to make it fun. There is a huge base that will just enjoy the simple graphics, simple controls, and just have the most fun out of it. And I really hope that we get to see more remakes of the old games, because it will be too bad to leave them in the past.
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
No problem. It was a pleasure.